Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you are enjoying the content in our channel, don't forget to like our videos and go ahead and subscribe. Alright guys, doing two releases this week. Just like I was starting the Super Sun series, I figured that it would be a great time to start covering the Thanos solo series. I looked up the calendar a couple of days ago, so I might be off by a couple weeks, but I believe there's about 13 to 15 weeks until Infinity Wars is released, and there are 15 issues of the Thanos solo series. So every week I'll be covering an issue of that. If I do have to double up, oh well, I'll go ahead and do it. More content for y'all, which sounds good to me. We start out issue 1, and oh yeah, let me go ahead and let y'all know I've not read any of this previously. This is all brand new to me, so I'm going to walk through it with y'all, and we're going to enjoy this together. The first thing that draws me in is the cover page. It's actually Thanos with a fiery background of just energy, and you can kind of see space standing on an entire just monument of skulls. So it's a cool opening to Thanos. I'm really excited about the series. We start the issue out with an explanation of what is the state of everything that Thanos ruled after his death. I'm not sure between the details of exactly how it went down that he died. I'm jumping into this pretty new, so I'll eventually go back and read it and give you a little explanation a little later on. But right now, let's continue on. We find out that it is called the Black Quadrant. It's like any other small moon in the outer rim of space. But do not be fooled. This place is not like any other. Because here sits the stronghold of the Black Order, which is a big army of mercenaries unrivaled throughout the universe. So they say, every villain's going to say their army is unrivaled throughout the universe, because they all seem to have really big egos. And at the heart of the tower is where the one who rules this place watches. And his name is Corvus Glaive, the master of the Black Order and ruler of the Black Quadrant. The worst of the worst followed this man, and in turn he rules with a firm but fair hand. Very, very different than how Thanos did it. Thanos was the most merciless warlord that you've ever come across in your entire life. You don't want to be involved with him. You don't want him to come in your path. It is best to just stay away. Corvus Glaive, on the other hand, has a different way in which he rules. Now, there was a time when Corvus Glaive bowed to another man. That man was known by many names. But is most famously known as the Mad Titan Thanos. Okay, so I was wrong. Thanos isn't dead, so he just abandoned his territory. I'm guessing in his obsession with the Infinity Stones or the heart of the universe or any other thing that would give him complete and total control of the universe, he got obsessed with it and abandoned what was seen to be his. And Corvus Glaive took up in his stead. Not holding the throne for him, though, actually taking it as his own. And Corvus Glaive is feeling pretty untouchable. He rules everything that Thanos used to have. Who could stand against him? And it's actually going pretty well. As I said before, Thanos ruled with brutality, with fear. Corvus Glaive, on the other hand, knew how to inspire me. He was much more charismatic. And word of that spread through the entire galaxy. So people were inspired by the fact that he's not killing everyone to stand under Corvus Glaive's banner. And under him, the Quadrant, a place of fear and chaos, worked like a machine from now on. And then it happened. And you get a cool picture with the feet of the Mad Titan Thanos slamming down on the ground. He has arrived. The next page says Thanos returns. He is not happy whatsoever. You have a few panels showing Thanos facing off against the armies of, I'm assuming, Corvus Glaive. And it's as if they're ants. It's everything that you like to see with Thanos. Their attacks do nothing. It's a useless fight for him, and he just wipes them out with a single hand. A tank rolls up on him, I guess thinking that they can do a better job than just foot soldiers, but sadly they are incorrect. Thanos tanks the tank and crushes it with his bare hands. With that, he descends upon a city. The armies are still trying to form around and attack him, but he's just wiping them out like it's absolutely nothing, like they're bugs under his feet. One stomp, taking out hundreds of machines. And with that, he enters into the actual sanctum of Corvus Glaive himself. And if you know anything about Thanos, you know that there's no way Corvus Glaive is ever going to walk out of this okay, much less alive. He's dead. He's dying. He's dead. Thanos is going to kill him. There's nothing Corvus Glaive will ever do. He betrayed Thanos. Even if Thanos dies, you don't betray Thanos, because he could still come back. But Corvus Glaive, it's that leader thing. It's that owning a galaxy gives you a bigger head. And even though he has seen the horrors of Thanos, he still sits before him on the throne defiantly. He says to Thanos that you have forfeited this sector. It is now mine, and I'm prepared to die for it. Thanos smiles and tells him that that's exactly what's going to happen. We flash to a different part of the galaxy, following a character named the Champion. Don't know too much about the Champion. Sometimes I would do a little reading ahead, but it's a video series that I would like to watch. We figure out these things together. Who are these characters? Who are these new guys? In the next videos, when I see him, I'll actually have an idea, as will you most likely. The Gladiator is walking around what looks to be kind of like a bar, an intergalactic bar like from Star Wars, and he's asking about the location of someone. We're not told who it is yet, but he's telling them they should know exactly who he's looking for. Eventually, after a little intimidation, he's granted access into the back where whoever he's looking for is located. The room that he walks into is pretty much a crazy alien gangbang going on. It's Star Fox is just with like 7 different alien men and or women. I'm not really sure. And when Gladiator walks in, he even invites him to join in. So it's a pretty weird little place. Kind of like an STD factory. Gladiator says to him that I did not come here to partake in this debauchery. The conversation continues. And you eventually find out that Gladiator was tasked with bringing Star Fox to Titan. Star Fox, if you do not know, is the brother of Thanos. So he does have a very deep connection to what's going on right now. And I can understand why Champion has been tasked to bring him to Titan. And it is revealed after that the person that was wanting him to be brought to Titan was Thanos' son, Thane. With that, we return back to the Black Quadrant, where Thanos is engaging in battle with Corvus Glaive. And Corvus Glaive puts up a fight. You know, he's not a weak person. He has abilities. He does okay. But it's more like he's trying to put up a fight than actually putting up a fight. Thanos is ridiculously powerful. There's nothing Corvus Glaive probably could have ever done to beat him in a one-on-one fight. I'm surprised with being Thanos' like right-hand man for so long and seeing what he was capable of that he'd even have the idea to face against him. It's kind of foolish in my head, but whatever. Thanos takes him down, and Corvus Glaive pleads to him that you abandoned this place. Why have you come back saying that it's yours? I only wanted something of my own. Surely you can get that. Thanos is standing over him with a spear in hand, and he says to Corvus Glaive, understand. I understand that you took that which is not yours. I understand that you overstepped, Corvus Glaive. Like I told you before, Thanos is not worried about the goings-on of what's happening where he's located. If he dies, you do not betray him, because he will come back and he will get you. We find out that Corvus Glaive is actually tied to the spear. If you destroy the spear, you essentially destroy him. And Thanos immediately crushes it without a second thought. And Thanos is what he does best. He stands over him and tells him what could have happened. His fate's already sealed, but he's going to tell him what he could have done to save himself, but did not do. And he says, had you shown more spine, I would have saved you, Corvus. But you were once loyal to me, and that does mean something. So I'll give you a choice, Corvus Glaive. With your blade destroyed, you will soon die as well. It's just a ticking clock now. There's not much he can do. With spear destroyed, Corvus Glaive will fall. So you can either kill yourself now, finish it, get it over with right here, or you can let me do it. And make no mistake, this is mercy. For if I were to do it, you would suffer tenfold. And Corvus Glaive, as he's stuttering and muttering, bowing on the floor in front of Thanos, grabs a piece of his spear and shoves it directly into his own stomach, effectively committing suicide. Because the very thought of having to let Thanos do it is frightening. He hires people specifically for torturing. You don't want to have to go through that. And with that, Thanos has taken his throne back and is ruler of the Black Quadrant once again. But everything is not as it once was, for far away there are events that have been set into motion. And while they do not know it yet, the true destroyers of the galaxies are coming together as reluctant allies. We're returning to Star Fox and the Gladiator, getting ready to get on the plane and fly to Thane, who is on Titan. Star Fox, kind of full of himself, says to him, you expect me to ride on this nasty piece of crap, this space turd? Gladiator's not having any of it. Just get past this banter. This is foolishness. Get on the plane. As they're just making their way into the plane, they're actually having a pretty interesting conversation, which gives you a little bit of the background of Champion. Star Fox tells him that, I'm not really going to go and listen to Thane. I don't know why you have to take me. This really doesn't mean anything to me. But he doesn't care either. And Star Fox wants to know, why are you even working for him then, if you really don't care about what Thane's doing? And he explains to him that he has lived for a very long time. And despite the mockery that Eros gives him, who Eros is his real name, he is a true champion. He, for centuries, traveled the universe, challenging anyone and everyone to battle. He does this so he can prove himself, that he does it because he can. That's what he's here for. It's what he does. And now Thane has offered him the greatest challenge of all. That is the chance to go against Thanos and kill him himself. It's the ultimate challenge, and someone like Gladiator can't let that pass up. I would think that it's probably Thane manipulating Gladiator, but neither of them seem to care. We switch over to the moon of Titan. This is Thane having a monologue with himself. He explains that Death and Thanos are tied together. They are almost one and the same. There is no greater evidence of that than what happened to the moon of Titan. It was once home to a great race of Eternals and was their glorious city, and now it lies in ruins because of Thanos, a shell of anything that it ever used to be. And it was this place that was chosen by Thane to meet with everyone that he has collected together to take down Thanos. And you get a very, very big reveal after that Mistress Death is actually there as well. And if we know anything about her, she did a very good job of manipulating Thanos, and she's doing the exact same thing to his son, Thane. You get a cool panel of them explaining that the people that they sent for will be arriving soon, and they will be going ahead with their plan. And juxtaposed next to that is Thanos regaining his power and getting his power base and becoming stronger and more like he used to be. They continue to discuss the campaign, and even though Thane is going through with this, he is not confident in their ability to take Thanos down. It's Thanos. He knows his father. He's nothing that... Thane himself is nothing what he used to be. Champion, I don't care who you gather together, throw in the Avengers, it really doesn't matter against Thanos. You know, people defeat him every once in a while, but it's really just slowing him down, because he will be back. And this group that he's getting together does not have much of a chance, because Thanos is practically a god. You get to see more of the manipulation of Lady Death, telling them that he needs to relax, that he's worrying too much. That Thane should trust her, and follow through with the plans that she told him about. But Thane doesn't trust Lady Death yet, which he's very good reason to do that. I don't know if he knows about the fact that she manipulated Thanos himself, but to have her whispering in your ears to eventually lead yourself to ruin, she likes to play games with people. This Mistress Death is not anyone to mess with. But she offers to tell Thane a secret to gain his trust. And she says to him, "You see, I know something that no one else in the universe knows. I know something that's going to change everything." Thane asks her, "Well, tell me then. If it's that important, if the information is as good as you think it is, then yes, let me know." And she says, "It's simple. You're right. Thanos is practically a god. But even so, the unthinkable is happening. Thanos is dying." And it shows a scene of Thanos sitting in his throne room with blood pouring down his own face out of his nose onto his hands. Something is wrong with Thanos, and he does not have the ability to outlive it. And with that is the end of the issue. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing you an issue every week where we go over these comics, get you more familiar with Thanos, so that once you get to the movie Infinity War, you're going to have a way better idea of the character that's presented to you. Because it is one of my fears that this is not going to represent, the movie's not going to represent Thanos well enough. There's too much in his history to really understand or get a feel for who he is in one movie. So hope it helps everybody. I'll see you next time.